Hi everyone, it's Rachel here from the Shades of Orange. Today I want to do a library haul. I just got a ton of books out of the library and I'm really excited about all of them, wanted to share them with you, so let's just jump right in. The first book I picked up was Still Life by Louise Penny, and this is the first book in the Inspector Gamache mystery series. I previously read, I think it's either book 7 or 8, called The Beautiful Mystery. And all the books are about this inspector who I believe works in Quebec, and I just love the French-Canadian aspects of it. For the most part, it's a cozy mystery. I don't read a lot of those, but I love the book I read, so I wanted to go back to the first book and just start the series from the beginning. So really looking forward to getting into this one. So now that I've finished the Song of Ice and Fire series, I'm really ready for another fantasy. I admit I don't read a lot of fantasy series, but there's a couple that really piqued my interest, so I decided to pick up one, and that is The Lies of Lockemora by Scott Lynch. I've heard really good things about this one. It's kind of medieval heist, and it's just supposed to be kind of gritty and fun, and I don't know, I've heard really good things about this book, particularly the first book in this series, so looking forward to that. Definitely a longer one. I think it's around 600 or 700 pages, but I'm hoping I'll jump into this one and really enjoy it. I've also heard that the fantasy isn't quite as high. I'm definitely someone who leans towards the lower fantasy where there isn't really over the top magical systems, so we'll see how this goes. Definitely wish me luck. Now I also picked up a book that's been in my Goodreads TBR for way too long, and that is Sudden by J.R. Moe-Ringer. And this is a book I heard about on Chelsandabook's channel back when she had a booktube channel. I really wish you would come back to booktube, Chelsea. I really liked your channel. You always gave your good recommendations. She does have a blog, so I'll link that down below. But I'm just a booktube fan. I just prefer watching videos to reading about book reviews. But regardless, this is one of her favorite books. It sounded really good. It's historical fiction about a famous bank robber. I think he's in New York City. And he kind of became a bit of a Robin Hood and kind of was beloved by the public because he took down a lot of major banks right at a time in history where banks were, well, no surprise, kind of, taking advantage of people and were corrupt and all that good stuff. So I've heard really good things about this one. I'd like to pick it up. I definitely want to read more historical fiction, and I love historical fiction about crime. So if you have any other recommendations, either true crime or kind of more on the historical fiction side that are about like really mastermind criminals, those are my favorite to read. So let me know if you have any other recommendations. Also, because it's fall here, I'm kind of in the mood for some more kind of creepy, darker books. I'm kind of thinking that Halloween will be just around the corner, so I picked up a couple more paranormal type books. First one was Kelly Armstrong's Omen. I've only read Bidden by Kelly Armstrong, which is about a werewolf. This one is about a young woman who finds out that she's adopted, and because of that, her actual parents are serial killers, and then she ends up hiding out in this town called Canesville. And I don't know much more about it than that, but I really love Kelly Armstrong's writing in her previous books, so I'm really looking forward to picking this one up. I'm hoping it's just a little bit creepy and probably has a paranormal aspect because that's most of her books, but can't wait to see what happens. It's the beginning of a series, so if I like it, then I have more books to read. Now I'm also trying to dip my toes into horror a little bit more. I'm not someone who reads a lot of horror. I read a lot of genres that are kind of adjacent to horror, like thrillers and mysteries. But I'm always kind of nervous about the horror genre. I have trouble watching gross things. I tend to get sick from seeing blood and all that good stuff. But I'm hoping I can read a little bit more. I'd like to try it. So if you have recommendations for kind of mildly horror books, things that maybe aren't too hardcore scary, but just are a little bit scary, let me know. I ended up picking up the graphic novel Lock and Key, Welcome to Lovecraft, which is the first volume in the series by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. And I think a lot of the people know what it's about. A family goes to live in this old house and there's keys and it's creepy and dark, and just really looking forward to reading it. I definitely prefer reading adult graphic novels as opposed to YA graphic novels, and I think this one will definitely fit the bill, so I'm excited for that. And this last book I picked up because I really am trying to dip my toes into the horror genre, so I ordered Bird Box by Josh Mullerman. I've heard that this is a really creepy book where there's things out in the world that when you see them, they basically make you go crazy. No one really knows what they're seeing, but whenever people see this, they go crazy, and so the whole world is reacting to this, and everyone ends up blindfolding themselves. And it's supposed to be just really disturbing and atmospheric. I'm really excited to pick this up. I've seen a couple people review and love this. I know Katie from Chapter Stacks really liked it, and Luke Lane, who also needs to go back to Booktube, really enjoyed this one, so I'm curious to pick it up. So those are all the books I have out from the library. Please let me know down below which books should I pick up first. Also, if you have any recommendations for mildly scary, but not too scary, horror books, I'd really like to know. I want to try more of that genre. I think I might like it, but I haven't read very much of it. So please let me know both of those things. I will talk to you again soon. Okay, bye.